All right, so I stumbled upon this very short video called Harvard Taught Me These Insane Productivity Hacks. And I kind of wanted to watch it, give my 2 cents, share it with you, see what you think about it, and kind of dissect it. It's a very short video, it's like 30 seconds. But one of the big reasons why I wanted to click on this, one, it's because it's Harvard, and Harvard, as you know, has a great reputation. But I was curious to know if they would teach legitimately good techniques. Because what I found is that a lot of times in college, you would think one of the main things colleges would teach are how to actually study effectively, how to actually manage your day effectively, how to be more productive, how to retain the information that you're studying faster and more efficiently. And for the most part, I found that most colleges do not. They leave all that information out, which makes it more difficult for you as a student, or if you were a student, it may have made college or high school or whatever more difficult for you as a student. So will Harvard actually teach something that provides insane productivity? We're going to find out.
I wasn't planning on sharing this, but here we go. All of you know how I do cliff diving, but I also spend an absurd amount of time working in the library at Harvard. So I live this overly stimulating, overbooked, but really fun double life. Kind of like Clark Kent. Okay, maybe more like Gro. Anyways, it's midterms week. So here are the productivity secrets of the Harvard cognitive athletes. First, you gotta make a to-do list. Make sure it's super specific. And if it's in a fancy notebook,
I kind of like that. Cognitive athlete. That sounds way cooler than anything I've ever come up with. So we're going to start using that from now on. If you're watching this right now, if you want to get more productive, if you want to kill it this year in 2025, consider yourself a cognitive athlete. Get lifting.
it's even better. Then you gotta hydrate and make sure to let everybody know it's happening. Finally, remember who's the boss. You're the boss.
I'm just picturing like you're in the library and you're like hydrating and you're letting everyone know and you're like, hey guys, I'm hydrating. Wow, this water's so tasty. Man, this is so delicious. Woo! Feels good to hydrate today. Don't do that. I guarantee you'll get kicked out.
You're the boss. Don't forget it.
All right, so pretty short video, like I mentioned. Is that a Harvard technique for insane productivity? I don't know if Harvard taught her to hydrate and do a to-do list, but I will say this. If they did teach her that, then Harvard gets a 6 out of 10 for that lesson. Reason why is because a to-do list, perfectly fine. I highly recommend it. I usually tell people, do a to-do list, plan out your day. It's literally like the most impactful thing you could possibly do if you want to achieve more success in whatever goal or field or area that you are pursuing. However, I'll say this, alone, it's not very helpful because I think there are some prerequisites to planning your day out and to creating a to-do list that ultimately is going to screw more people over than help. And so what I mean by this is when I was in college, I knew a lot of people that would do a to-do list. They'd make a to-do list. But the problem with their to-do list is that it was super vague or it didn't really contribute to their goals. And for some people, they didn't even have like any real goals. So if you don't have goals, what are you creating a to-do list for? Like, what are you working towards? So I'd see people in their to-do list is like, oh, do laundry. Oh, wash the dishes, sweep up the floor, do homework. And that's fine. Like you're doing something, but you're not doing things that are really that important. And I know someone's going to be like, well, my house is dirty. Of course I need to clean it. That is important. No, yeah, it is important. But when it comes to your goals, it's not that important. Like if your goal is to create a new company, washing the dishes and doing laundry doesn't help achieve that goal at all. So it's not really worth writing down. Instead, this is what I recommend. And I think Harvard, again, she said Harvard taught her that. Harvard should have taught this instead. So I would say what I would recommend is step 1, have a vision for yourself, have an ultimate vision for yourself. Really take the time and to think about the next 10, 20, 30, 50 years of your life and where you'd like to be and what you want that type of life to look like. From there, step 2, create a goal. And for now, just focus on one goal. Typically what I recommend people do is write a list of things you'd like to accomplish based on what your ideal lifestyle looks like. And out of all the things you listed, pick the one thing that matters the most. Pick the one thing that's going to really sort of lead to that lifestyle the most. Sure, everything you might put on that list might attribute to that long-term lifestyle, but there's probably one thing that's going to matter the most. And here's just a little thing I've learned over the years. It typically is financially based. Not always, but for a lot of people, finances is the thing that's holding most people back. So it's probably a financial goal. Make that number 2. Like focus on that financial goal first and foremost, or focus on that financial goal for step number 2. Step number 3, create micro goals from that one big goal. And then once you do that, that leads us to step 4. Step 4 is create a to-do list. The to-do list should be based solely on those micro goals that you set for yourself. So what you're doing is every single day, you're picking one of those micro goals. That is what you're doing. That is your to-do list. And then from that point on, it's just kind of a rinse and repeat strategy. You have to be consistent. You have to have grit. You have to expect to fail. And you have to be willing to kind of pivot a little bit to make sure that you're staying on track towards accomplishing that goal. If it were me, if I were at Harvard, that would be this ultimate productivity hack that I teach students. But, I'm not saying that hydrating yourself isn't necessary. Yeah, definitely stay hydrated. It's healthy. To-do lists are fine too. But it's a little bit vague. It's a little bit overly simplistic. And I think for most people, it's not going to really put them on the correct path toward achieving the life that they want. So hopefully you guys got a lot out of this video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, please click the like button. It helps tremendously. It helps the algorithm know that people like this video, and it helps push the video to other people that might also enjoy it. If you'd like to share it, if you know someone who might be interested in this type of content, please share this video. That would help me tremendously, and I'd appreciate it. And final thing, click the subscribe button if you want to see more content just like this. But until then, I'll see you. Peace out. Bye.